It's the professional Masterchef semi-finals. Last night, Gareth and Leo were sent home. Now, the best 6 will be sent to cook for some of the most inspirational chefs in the country.
Absolutely amazing. You know, it looks exactly the way that we do it.
I need you to pick up the pace. I need you to find a second gear. Third gear, fourth gear would be great.
Tonight, the first 3 chefs battle to secure their place in finals week. 27-year-old sous chef Jamie, 25-year-old corporate chef Stephen, and 28-year-old private chef Matt.
Now it's in the final 6. You just want it more. The end is in touching distance.
To be safe, there can be no mistake. Everything has to be perfect.
I've put everything into this competition. It's incredibly important for me to get that place in the finals.
The pressure is on, the stress levels are high.
They are going to have to be on their A game.
It's early morning, and the 3 chefs are in Darlington, County Durham, heading to one of the country's most unique culinary destinations.
Oh, what does that brown sign say?
It says Raby Hunt.
Raby Hunt. Yes.
In 2017, the Raby Hunt was the only new restaurant in the UK to win 2 coveted Michelin stars, and the first in the Northeast to hold such an accolade. It's led by self-taught rising star James Close, who gave up a career as a professional golfer 8 years ago when his family bought a humble country pub.
When we opened up, originally it was just me and my mom doing steak and chips, just like real, like easygoing food. It was an experience, but my mom, you could just tell, didn't want to be in there. So after about a year, we kicked my mom out in a nice way, and I started to take control of the menu.
Despite having no formal training, James refined his cooking by eating out and obsessively studying the techniques of the world's finest chefs. 3 years after opening, he won his first Michelin star.
I put everything I had into it, and it was just, you know, constantly trying to get better every day. And I always think, you know, you've got to be better than you were the day before, and that's the same philosophy we do in the restaurant.
As well as gaining his second star in 2017, James was awarded the prestigious Good Food Guide Chef of the Year.
For me, it's been an amazing achievement. And to do it in the Northeast, it's just great. You know, I didn't have to go to London, or I didn't have to go to, you know, abroad to do this. The menu's inspired basically by what comes into my head. The detail going into it, it is quite refined, but it's still quite simple in execution. I am a self-taught chef. I don't follow the rules.
For him to have achieved that 2-star level, he must be doing something incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is.
Having to drop into a 2-star kitchen and hit the ground running, it's a massive challenge.
I've not had any Michelin star experience, but I'm going to just have to be a sponge, absorb everything around me. It's going to be a push, but hopefully we'll get there unscathed.
Good morning, chefs. And you guys, the first chefs that don't work for me that I've ever invited into this restaurant. What we expect today is excellence, all right? So every dish that I give you, we want it to be done exactly the same way that we would do in a normal service, all right? So you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Today, the 3 semi-finalists have the honor of becoming part of James's brigade for lunch service.
At the end of the day, they're sending my dishes. We want them to try and push it as close as they can to what we do in the restaurant every day.
Each contestant will be responsible for one of the dishes from the 14-course tasting menu. London-based sous chef Jamie will be making James's intricate razor clam starter. Cooked razor clams with brown shrimp, pickled celeriac, girolles, almonds, samphire, frisée, a type of chicory, pea shoots, and chopped parsley.
There's a lot of ingredients going to go on this dish, all right? Yeah. So you've got to be very focused to get it right. But the main thing with this dish is to get the razor clams cooked perfectly. The razor clams go in.
First, the razor clams are slowly cooked in a spiced butter before adding the brown shrimp.
The worst thing about razor clams is if they start to overcook. So we want to keep them very soft and then just get the seasoning right on that dish. You get the seasoning right, it's perfect.
Next, the girolles and samphire are gently cooked in a butter emulsion. The razor clams and brown shrimp are presented in a shell with almonds, pickled celeriac, girolles, and samphire.
It's a little frizzy then in between the pea shoot. The final presentation of that dish has to keep everything inside the shell, nothing to fall off it. If you do that, service 30 of them today, we're going to smash it out, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of elements on this dish and they all have to be perfect and they all have to be on there in the right place, so 30 of those.
Steady hand.
Stephen works in corporate dining and hasn't done a restaurant service in 5 years. He's in charge of rack of lamb served with anchovy emulsion, spring greens, and spinach powder.
The lamb's going to test anybody that does that because they've got to be right on it. That dish all revolves around the cooking of the lamb. The lamb that's been in the water about 45 minutes, and now we're going to put it on the Japanese barbecue, all right? The barbecue will be very hot. We've got to make sure we don't burn the skin. We want to get a little bit of smokiness coming onto it. See, there's now starting to get a little bit of colour on the fat. That's what we want. That flame's nice. We don't want it to burn it too much, all right?
While the lamb rests, the spring greens are lightly coated in butter emulsion and steamed in an oven at 130 degrees.
We always probe it before we send it. I'm going to be there with a probe to make sure it's at 54 degrees when it gets sliced, so if it's not, you know, the guy will have to do it again.
Nice.
The plate is dressed with anchovy emulsion and dusted with spinach powder.
Put the rack nicely there.
And finished with the spring greens, lemon oil, black olive oil, and a lamb sauce.
Very nice. It's an amazing plate of food.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Thank you. You reckon we can do this?
Yeah, I've never used a barbecue before, but...
You must have had a barbecue at home, chef. Come on.
Private Chef Matt will be in the pastry section and will be in charge of 2 desserts. The first is a warm chocolate mousse with black olive and sheep's yogurt ice cream.
So first, we just lightly dust the wheel. Just a black olive powder with chocolate in it as well.
The warm chocolate mousse is topped with fudge and drizzled with orange oil.
This bit's got to be done very fast. The warm chocolate mousse has got to go out warm. There's no point doing a warm chocolate mousse, it's going to go out cold. It's got to be finished with a little perfect rocher, which, under the stress of a 2-star restaurant, anybody's going to find that hard. I know what that's like.
His second dessert is a summer berry tart, consisting of strawberries, raspberries, black and red currants, placed around a soft cow's milk cheese mousse with pistachio cream and a strawberry gel.
Really carefully watch the way that Maria's presenting this and building it up, all right? Because it's got to be the same. This is the one dish that if it doesn't look right, it's never going to go out.
The tarts, which are all made to order, are finished with a rocher, or one-handed quenelle, of lemon verbena ice cream.
Matt, the idea with this is to eat it with your hands.
Oh, how do I tackle this?
You can eat it with a spoon as well, chef. I was only joking.
It's delicious. So much going on. Very complete dessert. Really good. Bravo, Maria.
The first customers are due in less than half an hour.
It's the anticipation now. Start service is creeping up. It's a bit overwhelming, really. You've got to remember where you are, the level that you're cooking at. It's not your everyday restaurant. These aren't your everyday ingredients, dishes, customers.
I think the challenge is just the whole complexity of it, just getting everything right, and just speed and precision, I think.
And it's a full restaurant, chef's tables, you know, booked out. They're going to get lots of orders coming on at once, which is the way we like it. They're going to get very, very tested. We're going to get tested.
This is going to be probably one of the most important services in my life, maybe. So I just need to concentrate and nail it, really, today. And hopefully I can do that. Oh.
You ready?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
We're going to start 6 portion of razor.
Yes, chef. Straight in at the deep end, really.
Straight away, Jamie has 6 orders of razor clams he must cook to James's 2-star standards.
I want them really nice and delicate, all right?
Yeah.
Give it another little stir. Right, just get a little bit of heat on that again.
What I'm looking for is exactly how a chef cooks them, that really delicious, soft texture.
As well as keeping an eye on the razor clams, he needs to quickly cook the samphire and girolles so the dish is ready to plate at the same time. He now has moments to delicately balance all the elements inside the razor clam shell.
If it doesn't get out quick, he'll be doing it again because they're going to overcook, all right? You're going to have to come in here and give you a hand, all right, to get it out.
Yes, chef.
I know I put you in at deep end with a 6, but this is where it's at right now, all right?
Yes, chef.
Everybody's here. Got to get served. Right, service. Go, table 8, please. Table 2, please. And these are going to table 4, please. You just need to speed up.
Yep.
All right, but you've done it once now, so from here on, we're going to get another level, yeah?
Yes, chef. Went okay. Not quick enough, obviously, but finding my feet. It's all very intricate, it's all very delicate, it's details. When the details are really what matter at this standard and at this level.
Right, Stephen, we're going to go
Chef.
with you next. It's going to be lamb, all right? So I want you to get me 6 up on the pass, yeah?
Chef.
Using the Japanese barbecue, Stephen has to bring the temperature of his lamb racks up to precisely 54 degrees, charring the skin without burning it.
As soon as they come off the barbecue, spring green straight in the oven.
Yes, chef.
Got to be able to do more than one thing at once, yes, chef?
Yes, chef. Yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act.
It's the moment of truth for Stephen's lamb.
Just put these back on the barbecue for longer, please. Just need a bit longer cooking.
I need to feel it, get a couple of dishes out, and then I'm sure we'll be flowing and we'll be all right. It's about managing the coals as well, making sure that you got that right heat there.
Right, Stephen, this is it right now. We want to
Chef.
see that barbecue flavour, but we don't want any overcooking, yes?
Yes, chef.
Want it perfect. That rest will get there.
Yes, chef.
Let's go, chef.
Yes, chef.
With the lamb now at the correct temperature, Stephen needs to move fast to get his 6 plates out on time.
People are waiting now.
Yes, chef.
Right, if everybody starts waiting, there's going to be a backlog. It's going to help you get this out. Yeah. Right, come on, we need speed, we need to go, all right? That's it, let's go. We're doing this now, yeah?
Please, chef.
Looks really good. This is it. Right, service. Let's go with these, please. We're going table 8, 2, and 4. That was really good, really good. Let's get that barbecue up a bit, yeah? Let's get the heat up, and then we're there. All right,
Yes,
well
chef.
done, seriously, well done.
Really good.
The 601's a bit of a push, but yeah, I just need to there's a few little things that I needed to improve on. Because I'm going to be juggling a lot soon. Now it's going to get intense for me soon.
Right, Matt, first dessert, you ready?
Oui, chef.
Right, let's go.
On pastry, Matt, like Jamie and Stephen, has to assemble all the elements of his dish moments before serving.
I'll do.
The chocolate mousse must be served warm.
Right, Matt, you've got to be quick. This is going to get cold, all right? So when you go straight on with it, twirl.
And with a steady hand, he must precisely place the black olive tuile before quickly executing a perfect brochet of sheep's yogurt ice cream.
You're going to have to stop. Pull back, pull back. You need to get another twirl on this. In fact, start again, all right?
Yeah, oui, chef.
All right, this is it, chef, right now, yeah. Loads better. That's great, really good, really good.
Service, please.
We just want to get those rochets a little bit quicker on the plate.
Yeah.
But seriously, well done, yeah.
It's a bit shaky. Never shake. Well, sometimes I do. You just got to take a deep breath, calm down.
But there's no respite for Matt. He must now produce 6 summer tarts to James's exact requirements.
We get the right amount of pistachio, right amount of raspberry gel, right amount of strawberry gel. All right, we can do this. We're gonna have to just speed up just a little bit, all right, because the dessert check's coming in, all right?
Yeah.
So really push to get these out.
Wait.
Right, you can put them on a plate and then start with the ice cream.
Yeah.
Matt, that looked really good. Really good, yeah. Let's keep going, yeah.
Table 8, go.
Right, service, please. He's going table 2. Amazing, absolutely amazing, chef. Yeah, it looks perfect. Go.
Wait, yeah, done. Looks simple, but it's quite delicate, and you've got to do it all last minute.
The final lunch guests are arriving. And with each semi-finalist responsible for a part of the tasting menu, Jamie is under pressure with more starter orders.
4 razors, please.
Wait.
Want them nice, soft, delicate again.
4 more razors straight in. You're not feeling more comfortable. Yeah, you can't get comfortable.
It's good, but I want those razors next time softer, all right? They're just taking on a little bit too much heat. Ready, service, go. Yeah, he's doing really well. I think it's nearly there. It's nearly a 2-star dish.
Last razors were just a touch firm, just not gentle enough. I think a little bit of pressure got to me.
Stephen's got 4 more lamb on order.
Barbecue's hard juggling the heat, getting it cooked right without overcooking it.
After undercooking his lamb the first time, he's under pressure to hit 54 degrees. If it's not right, it won't leave the pass.
When you're probing, got to go in the middle. You go here. So it's going down, all right? Just put that back on again.
It needs to be accurate every single time. That 1 or 2 degrees makes a difference, like a huge amount. So it's just about getting it perfect, really.
All right, chef, what are we on over there?
Just probing now.
That's perfect, let's go. Got lemon and then sauce, yeah? All right, that's great. That's really good. Pick the first two up, Amy. They're going table 12. Absolutely perfect, that, yeah? You're getting the hang of it. You're handling the barbecue and everything. All right, well done.
Cheers, chef.
On pastry, Matt is also feeling the pressure to turn out the perfect rochers as the orders mount.
It's just all about speed, that last minute.
Really good, yeah? Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going table 1.
2's probably OK for one person, but if you're doing 4, you kind of need 8 hands. And then straight after that, you've got to do the 20-element tart.
It's one of those dishes that, you know, you've just got to get right every time, the look, visually.
Yeah, I feel
You've got to keep the speed up as well, you know what I mean? So you've got to get it amazing looking, but you can't sit around with it.
Yeah.
As lunch draws to a close, Jamie is almost over the finish line.
These are the last razor plans of the day.
Yeah, chef.
Make these the best ones you've done of the day.
Yeah, chef. It isn't like working in a 2-star Michelin kitchen, do you know what I mean? I do this every day if they ask me.
Let's go. Perfect. Absolutely amazing, chef. All right, quickly, Jamie. Absolutely amazing. All right,
Cheers,
well
chef.
done. You just
Thank
got
you.
better and better food service. And at the end of it, you smashed it. All right. Well
Cheers,
done.
man. Thank you. Chef's happy. Chef's happy, I'm happy. I love that. I want to do dinner service.
This is my last table, so I'm just trying to make sure it's perfect. And it's going to be the best plated today, hopefully.
We were looking for about 54 degrees in the middle. That's spot on. Yeah, really good. Yeah, so it's... Right, let's go. Table 3, then table 6. Stephen, absolutely amazing. All right, you got better and better as we got through that service.
Cheers.
Extremely well done. All right.
Thank you very much. That's some of the best food I've ever sent out. Like, yeah, it was amazing. I loved every minute. Loved every minute. I'll come back, chef.
Yeah. You want a job?
With all the starters and mains cleared away, the focus is now on Matt to deliver his final desserts.
It's the last ones of the day, yeah? Make them the best ones of the day.
Oui, chef.
Let's get some really good rochers. Right, that looks really good. The rochers through the whole of the service just got better and better.
Just nail these and then I can relax.
Looks amazing, absolutely amazing. So, you know, it looks exactly the way that we do it. Right, serve it, please. Table 3. Excellent, Matt. Really well done. You should be really proud. All right, you've done amazingly well. You got better and better as it went on. Well done. Seriously, well done.
Pleasure
All
to
right,
work in your
cool.
kitchen.
Cheers. Thank you.
Really enjoyed myself. A little bit nervous at first, just because I really wanted to do well. I'm actually buzzing.
One day, 2-star kitchen, unbelievable. You know, that's a great achievement for those guys.
It's day 2 in Darlington. And Matt, Stephen, and Jamie have one last chance to impress James. Cooking a version of his signature dish, a seasonal salad consisting of up to 50 ingredients, which vary according to the time of year.
This is my favourite dish. Every time I look at it, I get that wow factor and that buzz off it.
The challenge is to understand each ingredient by using different cooking techniques, showcasing textural variation and balance of flavors. The base of the salad is a scallop crumb.
The scallop taste is amazing. It takes it away from just being vegetables.
It's then built up in layers of the raw, pickled, and cooked vegetables.
It's going to be different every time because it's a salad dish. It's a natural dish. It doesn't get boring. It's like every season changing. It's all about the balance of the dish because you've got to get the acidity, you've got to get the crispiness, and all of the combinations have to work. If you get it right, it looks amazing. It looks alive, and it looks like you've just walked through the garden and you pick the herbs.
To use as a guide, the contestants have been given a basic recipe.
I don't want to see a version that's similar to what I do. I want them to really become creative with it.
I want to get like really nice colour on them. Lots of barbecue charred flavours running through it.
I'm only gonna cook it like halfway, so it's quite al dente, so it's still got like a nice fresh crunch in there. It's gonna have a nice caramelisation as well.
So I'm just going to get the vegetables that need to go into the emulsion, sort of like gently poached off. You're not cooking them, you're just warming them through, really, just taking that tiny little bite off them.
The scallop crumbs, we get the Isle of Mull scallops, and we roll them up into a ballantine. We freeze the ballantine, and then we grate the ballantine into liquid nitrogen.
That's a cool texture.
We put that in oil at 160 degrees. If it goes too dark, you lose all the flavour and you cook it all out.
Obviously, you don't want to burn it. It's going to make it really bitter. And at this level, if you can balance all these ingredients, then that's kind of one of the reasons why you have 2 Michelin stars. Everything, when you eat it, needs to flow, it needs to work together. So it's the biggest challenge about the whole dish, I think.
The world is endless with this dish. We want to see them being really challenged by it.
I'm just going to stop, because if not, I'm just going to put, like, too much stuff on.
It looks fantastic. It's very different to the way I do mine, but that's what I wanted to see, something a little bit Jamie. It really is a good dish. The scallop crumb's great, but just lift it with a little bit more seasoning, because vegetables can be so bland if you don't get that seasoning, so just a touch more. But really good execution. You can tell you've got that little bit of refinement skill, which is what you want. And you've done an awesome job, and it's been a real pleasure working with you.
Cooking a 2-star chef signature dish without any preparation whatsoever is a little bit crazy. But I'm proud of the plate that I put up today.
So many textures in the mouth, so many flavours going on, smokiness, freshness, sweetness, like, there's a lot going on. It's hard to, I'm struggling, like, I don't know. I don't like the way it looks at all. The biggest challenge was getting it all on the plate, like, and looking nice. I failed, like, for me anyway. What's he always says?
Maybe the scallop crumb on the edge here, a little bit random. It just feels like it's not part of the plate. It's got that little bit more freshness on it than I was expecting. The acidity's there, but also with this dish, you've got the seasoning. It's there. You've got a really nice char on your courgette and your carrot. You can see your cauliflower there, it's caramelised really well. It just gives that extra dimension to the dish, which what I'm looking for. All the vegetables to sing in done different ways. Great attempt, really good.
Thank you very much, Chef.
All right, cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
It was really good experience cooking his dish for him. I feel very happy with the comments that I got, but for me, I didn't do it that well. I could have done a lot better than that.
All right, that is everything. Everything's seasoned. Now comes the hard part. Is that all the flowers? So cool. It looks tidy. I'm happy with it. Hopefully, it's not too small for him. Hopefully, he can taste everything. Good afternoon, Chef.
Looks quite refined, very different to what I do. Just visually, maybe everything's just a little bit too small. So you've just chopped everything up a little bit too much. And it's getting that balance between refinement and, you know, keeping that veg in its natural form a little bit. The acidity's there. You've got that freshness of the elements on the top. Just because you've cut it a little bit too small, I probably want a little bit more barbecue flavour coming into it. The scallop crumb hasn't been quite enhanced in the dish to give you that umami flavour coming through. Yeah. Maybe you've just cooked it a little bit too much. But it is a really good attempt, and it's quite interesting to see your style.
It was really interesting, really eye-opening, and I've had a great time, and I'd love to come back one day.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'd love to have you back.
I feel quite good. I kind of figured that I didn't put enough scallop crumb on there because I actually really liked it, but I just didn't want to overpower it. But then I was happy with the way it looked. I think it was too refined rather than under-refined.
All three of those chefs have got amazing talent, and if they want it, they can get it. I'm a great believer if you've got the desire and you've got the passion, you can get what you want. Stephen, I think he's got a lot of potential because he looks like he loves it. You know, he looks excited when he sees those ingredients. You could just see him looking at the lamb dish yesterday and he got inspired.
I was a bit nervous and anxious coming into the kitchen because I'd never been in a Michelin-star environment before. But I feel like I can go away with my head held high, so happy days.
Matt is very methodical, so he still managed to get the refinement of my dishes perfect. So he understood that the way it looks has to be the same every time, and he was very good at that.
James, as a head chef, has really inspired me. The way he runs his kitchen and being a self-taught chef, it's like a real eye-opener as what you can achieve and what you can do in your career.
For Jamie, I was watching him during service yesterday and he was keeping everything very clean and tidy as he worked, which I like to see. By the end of it, those razors were becoming very refined and looking great.
Oh, it's been a really good experience. When you come to a restaurant like this, like, you're inspired from the minute you get here. All the guys are all just going to leave so excited to go back into the Masterchef kitchen.
Our chefs will have been inspired working with James, but now I want to see that inspiration back here in the Masterchef kitchen.
I really hope that they've come back enthused, excited, ready to battle it out.
As ever, it's all down to you. 1 hour and 45 minutes, and just 2 dishes separate you from a place in professional Masterchef finals week. And I'm sorry to say that we're going to have to lose one of you at the end of this round. Off you go.
It was a massive opportunity going to a 2-star kitchen. James's dishes were very refined. Everything was precision and everything was perfect. And I think I just need to show that in my cooking as well. No space for errors at this point in the competition.
Tell us about your 2 dishes.
Yeah, of course. So the chicken, I'm going to confit down the legs, crisp up the skin, and with the breasts, I'm going to stuff it with truffle. I'm going to have a sauce that's reduced. I'm going to glaze it nicely. Different variations of sweet corn. Dessert is strawberries and cream. We've got strawberry consommé, a basil jelly, feuille de bois. We've also got some compressed strawberries on there, some crispy strawberries. And then we've got just a chantilly.
Stephen, I love it, right? I feel like I've fallen asleep and woken up in food heaven. But have you got time for all of this?
Hell yes. Yes, I have got time for this.
I love the sound of Stephen's menu. Chicken, sweet corn, strawberries and cream. This is a chef that's going to let the ingredients sing for themselves. My main concern is the wow factor. How he's going to make those ingredients taste even better than they already are.
Posh, yeah, posh.
Stephen's a chef who's always given us tasty, delicious, beautiful looking food, but it's always been based on classic flavours. And it's always been something special when we eat his food. He's got to do that again.
What did you take from your experience with James?
I was on pastry, and the desserts, they look very simple to the eye. It's harder to make something look simple.
Good point. Now we're going to get into the complicated bit.
Yes.
What are you cooking?
There's a lot of ingredients, so I've got a lot of stuff to do. I'm doing guinea fowl with yeast, hay and maca.
What's maca?
It's a Peruvian tuber. It grows above 4,000 metres.
Right.
And so it's just got loads of natural health properties. I'm doing a liver parfait out of the livers. Quite classic, actually. I've got a hay oil and a burnt hay kombucha vinegar. So dessert, it's chocolate, skyr, cherimoya and parsnip.
Skyr is that Scandinavian yoghurt?
Skyr's Icelandic yoghurt, 0% fat, with a little bit of the cherimoya blitzed into it, custard apple. It's called cherimoya, but some people know it's custard apple, so really sort of simple presentation, which is what I kind of picked up from Ruby Hunt.
Matt's come away saying simplicity on desserts is what he's learnt most from James.
We love simple things as long as there's a mind-blowing experience that go with it. I'm intrigued by the dish and I like the idea. Ooh. Matt's main course is guinea fowl. You have to be very careful with guinea fowl. It can be a very dry bird if it's overcooked. He's using the livers to make his parfait. He's cooking the parfait with port and Madeira. We've also got hay running through the dish in various different forms.
The maca powder is new to both of us, and I'm really curious whether it's going to bring something special to this dish.
Obviously, there is a risk using different ingredients that I haven't heard of before. I'm looking for something different, something that's going to stand out. I used sheep dung. I cooked a vegan dessert for Greg Wallace, so it's kind of paid off.
1 hour's gone. 45 minutes left, please. 45 minutes.
I'm just going to have to work my backside off today. I've got so much stuff to do. My main course is Iberico Presser, which is this really great cut from the shoulder of the Iberico pig. It's quite a difficult piece of meat to cook. I'm going to make a ajo blanco sauce, which is essentially like a bread, apple and almond soup. I have a date, stuff it with smoked almonds, wrap it in smoked streaky bacon, and fry it off when I finish the pork. I'm going to make my own style of Bombay mix, but instead of using puffed rice, it's going to be using puffed pork skin. And then the sauce is going to be made with manzanilla. It's a sherry wine made in the south of Spain. The dessert, I'm going to make a meringue. I have a yuzu curd. It's filled with a sharp raspberry gel, aerated white chocolate, and then like quite a salty peanut sabli, finished with milk ice cream. It's just completely refreshing.
What worries you most about these two dishes?
The texture of the Iberico pork. It's not like if you ordered a fillet steak in a restaurant, it's like if you ordered a rump steak. It's not going to be like soft and melting and boring, it has texture.
You're the only chef I've ever met who describes soft and melting as boring. What is it about a final that makes you want to fight for it?
I've not really thought about it until I went to the Rabbi Hunt, just sort of like, I don't know, like relit the furnace, like that fire in my tummy. I just couldn't wait to get back in the kitchen.
How fab.
The shoulder needs a lot of time to cook nice and slowly. The water bath is the perfect place for it. Love the sound of the white cold soup that he's making from milk, bread, smoked almonds, a little bit of garlic.
There's some very strong flavours, and you want to be able to taste all these little treats that are on the plate.
Jamie's deserted. He's using yuzu for his curd. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus fruit, lovely, fresh, vibrant flavour.
There's a raspberry gel going on the plate as well. This sounds delicious.
Guys, you have 5 minutes.
Very tense in this kitchen. Everyone's going for it today.
Are you a little bit under pressure?
No, yeah, of course I have, yeah.
You've got less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
It's got the wobble factor. That's my hands.
Your time is up. Stop.
Oh, mate. That was a push.
Oh, my God, you've done loads. I don't know. How was it?
Tough today.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Mate, that was, like, literally down to the wire.
Sexy.
For a place in finals week, Matt has cooked hay-roasted guinea fowl, served with chicken liver parfait, sitting on top of compressed kohlrabi, kombucha vinegar gel infused with burnt hay, hen of the woods mushrooms, and chicken jus with yeast and Peruvian maca powder.
The guinea fowl is very well cooked. The parfait has a lovely flavour. Now, whether that was to be maybe a little bit more cooked, a bit more set, either way, it adds a lovely flavour to this dish. You've got a very big flavour of the yeast extract, the maca, in a very light, textured sauce. It's almost too big in flavour, but it does work once it's actually on the plate.
The maca, you know, is sort of malty. It goes very well with the hay. It is very strong on its own, but as a dish, it comes together, it mellows out.
I particularly love those gels. They taste to me like cider, and then sometimes sharp with apple, and then a little bit of sweetness. And although I love the rich flavour of that parfait, I want it a little firmer than this.
For dessert, Matt has served a chocolate indulgence with set Icelandic yogurt. topped with discs of cherimoya, a custard apple, and a parsnip tuile dusted with citric powder.
It's brave, it's simple. I just want to dive in.
Please do.
You've got the smooth texture of the chocolate underneath. And in this yogurt with the custard apple going through, you can taste everything individually, yet very harmonious.
You've got citric powder across the top of that parsnip, which is, it's sharp. You've got the custard apple, which is itself slightly sharp. That amount of sharpness before the comforting, indulgent chocolate, it's just a little too zingy for me.
The texture of the chocolate is brilliant. Interesting ingredients, using a custard apple, a citric acid, and then throw a parsnip into the equation. Why not? For me, this dessert works a treat.
Actually stoked, really pleased with the comments I got. To have your food critiqued like that is a really pleasurable experience. So, yeah, more of that, please.
Jamie's main is Iberico Pressa pork, served with morcilla black pudding fritter, dates stuffed with smoked almonds wrapped in bacon, purple potato mash, Bombay mix with puffed pork skin, smoked almonds, dates and apple, a smoked ajo blanco, a cold white almond soup, all finished with a sherry sauce.
Love that date with the almond, like the texture on the meat, like the seasoning on the meat, like the way the sweetness of the date matches the little bit of sweetness that you've got in that black pudding. I find it delicious. I find it absolutely delicious.
Try really hard, but there is nothing I don't like on this plate of food. It looks lovely, and it's just very cleverly put together. And like Greg, I really like it.
Thank you.
I tasted the almond soup on your bench, and it was absolutely delicious. Why is there not more of it on this plate? I would eat that and be disappointed that I've been shortchanged, but I'd have had a great dish at the same time. I like everything about the dish. The Bombay mix is delicious. You've got your pork scratchings, you've got pork, you've got apple, you've got smoked almonds, and then you've got the spices running through it. And I'll tell you something else. It's the first dish I've ever eaten in this kitchen where I've actually enjoyed purple potato.
For dessert, Jamie has served a yuzu curd with raspberry jam, aerated white chocolate, meringues, burnt butter parfait, peanut sablé, and milk ice cream.
I really like the yuzu coming into this dish. It's refreshing and it's light, and the curd is just delightful. And it works very well, I think, with the jam. The meringue is beautifully made. The ice cream has got lots of flavour to it. Really good, very good.
I've got a custard, an ice cream, and a meringue, and they're all wet. I just want those flavours to stay in my mouth a little bit longer, wrapped around some texture.
Everything you've put on this plate works very well. It is delicious. It's a nice follow-up to your main course. I can't find an issue with it at all.
If this was like the first day and I'd heard that feedback, I'd be thinking, get in, like, I'll smash this, like, when's the next round? But today, to feel confident about going straight through it's not happening right now.
Finally, it's Stephen. He's cooked a glazed chicken breast stuffed with truffle, crispy chicken thigh and skin, king oyster mushroom, sweet corn puree, charred sweet corn salsa, cream sweet corn with truffle, wilted spinach, and a chicken and Madeira sauce.
The chicken is perfectly cooked. You've even managed to shove some truffle into the centre of it as well. You've got a side order of sweet corn covered in truffle. Yes, please. It's indulgent, it's fresh, it's got a little crunch to it. Then you've got this little salsa version bringing some zing into the dish. The puree is like silk. Stephen, it's brilliant.
Thank you very much, Chef. Thank you.
The chicken sauce is slightly sweetened by the Madeira, but it's not strong. And then I find the puree's got a light hints of saffron coming through it. I think it's very clever.
Thank you very much.
That's a great dish. Sweet corn, sweetness, a little bit of crunch there, the indulgence of truffle, beautifully cooked chicken as well. Mate, that is a cracker, you know that? That's an absolute cracker. Well, that didn't go very well, did it, Stephen? Let's hope for better with the dessert.
For dessert, Stephen has cooked strawberries and cream, compressed and wild strawberries, strawberry meringue, strawberry curd, freeze-dried strawberries, chantilly cream, basil jelly, and finished with a strawberry consommé.
You've got the big, fat, juicy strawberry. You've got the wild strawberry as well, which is more intense flavour, but not as juicy. You've got strawberry running through the meringue, and you've got basil in the leaf and in the jelly as well.
Finishing on the notes of basil is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Marriage made in heaven. Strawberries and basil. Throw in some cream. Heavenly.
Everything about this dish I absolutely adore. You've cooked food here at a level that I would consider to be at 2-star level.
I think that went rather well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
You love it. Well done. Smashed it. Well done.
Wow, it's out of this world, them comments. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that I speak for all three of us here when I say we don't want to lose one of you. We really, really do not want to lose one of you. I think you have set this competition on fire. I'm going to ask you to take a break. We have got to make what I think is going to be a very hard decision. Off you go, guys. This is not easy at all. On what parameters do we judge them? When all three of them, as we well know, are incredible.
What do we do? I don't know. I am really stuck.
There is one chef in here today who I think, even in a room of good cooks, just looked amazing. Dishes looked amazing, tasted amazing. And that is Stephen.
Loved Stephen's main course. Very inventive, very thoughtful, taking something that is very classic, basic match, which is sweet corn and chicken, and elevating it to something very beautiful and delicious.
Dessert, a delight. Strawberries and cream, bitterness of the wild strawberries, the lovely jelly from the basil, the chantilly. It's great. I mean, there's just nothing not to like about it. He's excelled.
I really enjoyed Jamie's pork dish. Really liked the sauce, even liked the little purple potatoes. It was a delicious, delicious pork dish.
Really enjoyed the Bombay mix, loved the seasoning, loved the freshness of the little apple going through it as well.
The dessert is a dessert that I absolutely adore. The yuzu of the raspberry centre, so easy to eat and enjoy.
White chocolate, crunchy white chocolate was excellent, and that beautiful sorbet, milk sorbet.
But I thought it was lacking in texture.
I enjoyed Matt's main course. The guinea fowl dish, with the flavours of hay running through it, flavours of malt, and also the yeast extracts. I thought it was very clever.
I've still got an issue with the texture of his parfait. That was almost like a sauce. That hadn't set.
Was that an error, or was it supposed to be? But then you go to his dessert. Wow, pure brilliance. What wasn't there to like about it?
the chocolate, the richness, the smoothness at the bottom, and then the yoghurt and the custard apple on top. And then a very clever parsnip with the citric acid. We both love that dessert.
I think this is the most brutal elimination stage. If it's not enough, then I'll be proud of what I've done. But yeah, I'm not ready to go home yet.
For me to get through to finals week would be mind-blowing. Just thinking about it puts a smile on my face, and I hope I can get there. I hope I've done enough.
I'm devastated if I went home today. If somebody goes and gets 100% feedback on both dishes, then that's it. Taxi.
We have 3 very talented chefs here who have cooked at a level that you normally see in a final.
How on earth do we take 2 forward and say goodbye to 1?
Today has been absolutely incredible. Outstanding cookery, true professionals, all 3 of you.
This judging has been tough, really tough, and just so close.
The chef leaving us is Matt.
That's not, guys.
Good job, man.
Thank you very much, Chef. It's been a pleasure.
You've got a great future in front of you, Matt. You've absolutely excelled yourself in this competition, and you've grown into a fabulous young chef.
Thank you very much, Chef. It's been
Well
a pleasure.
done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I knew today was going to be super, super tough. They're all exceptional talents. All my dishes have had like a talking point, and that was no exception today. I've learnt a lot. It's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Jamie, Stephen, you are in finals week.
Just overwhelmed with emotion at the moment. I need to let it settle in, and I think, like, 10 o'clock tonight, massive grin will just come across my face, and I'll be like, oh, my God, that actually happened today.
Between the final 4 of Masterchef, just, like, hearing that just sounds crazy. Like, there's no words for it to explain it. Like, it's just an amazing feeling.
Congratulations. Well done, boys.
Cheers. Cheers.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Tomorrow night, the semi-finals continue as the second group of chefs take on one of the most prestigious 2-star kitchens in the world. Le Manoir aux Quatre Saisons.
I need you to pick up the pace. I need you to find a second gear. 3rd gear, 4th gear would be great.
Only the best will go through to the finals.
There are things in life that just come natural. I think cookery comes natural to you.